security is the number one priority. We've been around the DeFi space long enough to know, that we want to have a great spot to put your money. Now, again, shit happens. We've taken every single possible step that we can to avoid shit from happening. Again, we forked out any of the exploits that were in the original Tomb code. Um, we don't rely on cheap servers that can be hacked. I know a lot of front end hacking has been happening lately. We have a full-time on-chain analysis expert in our army that is literally monitoring the code every day that he's up, every hour he's up. Not only looking at the economics of incoming and outgoing transactions, but also if there's anything fishy um, that we could see and get ahead of. Um, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's about the team we built. We did not hire developers off of Fiverr. We're not a fly by night situation here. All of our core developers have a proven track record, and we've done everything we possibly can to make sure the code is solid and that funds are SAFU. So, um, and detonator is closed source. Uh, one of the reasons for that, again, it's proprietary, so we don't want somebody stealing it. Because I get emails every single day from people that want to buy a detonator. But the other reason we do that is again to make sure that we have the least amount of attack vectors as possible. So. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna ever say, because you can't predict the future, that we're exploit proof. Anybody that says that is just lying to you. But it's about how you deal with that and, move forward. I mean, God forbid something did happen, with detonator or whatever, we would just, migrate the contract and stop the bleeding before it was a problem. So, but everything else is good. I mean, the major thing is the liquidity. So, our protocol has user provided liquidity. So, again, that's the beauty of Tomb Forks is they are inherently very, very safe, just because of the way the mechanics work. So, um, we do not own the liquidity in the protocol. We are going to move towards a hybrid where we do own a lot more of the liquidity, but in the short term, it's all user provided liquidity, which means, again, all of you are the ones that own the liquidity. So liquidity can't be drained, even if there was an exploit, there's nothing to get because all the users own the liquidity. So, again, those are all just some really detailed reasons of why we're inherently safe and that we've done everything we possibly can to minimize risk for all of you. So I hope that was deep dive enough. Bull, anything you want to add or anything I should elaborate on?
No, like I think without going into too much detail, like the flash loans that happen are usually because of some time related within the same block mechanism, and none of that type of economics exist here. The obviously the boardroom has timers, and so there's no flash loan exploitable points in the ecosystem that tend to exist on different types of platforms. So I think that's a point that's um
Yep.
that I'll make. I'm kind of at a loss for words here, but
Yeah, no, that
yeah,
was that was great, Bull. Yeah, the
okay.
flash loan, that was one thing I didn't mention. So, again, the beautiful part about DeFi too is that we can learn from others' mistakes. So we're always learning, we're always researching, and again, a lot of exploits have come from flash loans. Well, in our system, because we have the boardroom mechanic, there really is no way to have a flash loan attack because the way flash loans work is that you borrow an insane amount of money and purchase the token with that money and then pay it all back within one block transaction. So because of that, yes, we are inflationary yes, EMP can be minted, but EMP can only be minted through the boardroom, and there's a 6-hour epoch um, to make that happen. So any e-share that you would, deposit into the boardroom, that's locked in there for 36 hours. So, um, again, tomb forks inherently are fairly safe, especially when they don't include taxing, which again was the downfall of Tomb originally, before Harry took over. We got rid of that inherent tax, um, which is a buy and sell tax. And then the other thing is the layered approach. So a lot of other Tomb forks have done multiple share tokens, um, and have a layered economy, and that can open up to a lot of arbitrage issues. And again, a reason that we stayed away from that is again to ensure the safety and any exploits um, that may happen. So, and again, I mean, we got to understand there's a major difference between, a hack, an exploit, and a rug pull. I mean, none of which we are hoping to have happen, and but I think a lot of people use the same terminology for things when there's a major difference. So, an exploit is abusing the system, even though the code is solid. But we've gone over it again and again to ensure that won't happen. Um, and again, our front end is solid. We have, legit servers. We're not like paying some GoDaddy server, or using a fake name to host things. And that's where a lot of the front end exploits are happening. So we have superior economics as a whole. Again, we have a much lower supply of eShare, which gives us a lot more flexibility, through emissions. We have a competent developer that, again, and a competent team of crypto veterans that know, how these exploits happen. And we're developing our own code, not relying on others to do it for us. We don't hire Fiverr devs and all this other shit that you see, you know, all these other projects do. And we take everything really seriously. I mean, I'm doxxed. I show my face. People know my name. Um, we're not going anywhere. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely take the security of the protocol seriously. Um, I mean, I don't know what you would want to see from like a risk management layout. I would be happy to put that together if you guys think that would be helpful. But we have been audited by RegDoc and OXGuard. We are planning on another major audit. We've been in talks with some of the larger auditing companies, but unfortunately, under the current landscape, audits don't have the same weight that they used to. So again, if you are an audit company or have a connection with Paladin or one of the big guys, um, have reach out to me. We'd love to put it together, but we want to have an audit with an actual partner that we can get behind, and that they can get behind us. Because again, I think 100 grand for an audit, which is what they cost. That's a substantial amount of money. That money can be used for EMP buybacks and other ways to help the protocol. So we just got to prioritize, what the community wants. So if you guys say, uh, we would spend 100 grand tomorrow, we want to audit, we want to go through everything, then we would definitely take that into consideration. But for right now, we're just trying to focus on scaling. And again, we've proven everything we say through transparency of our own, and not had to rely on an audit. So again, I think that there's a lot of variables at play.